with a smile. All right, it's Saturday, so it's live Saturdays. We're in the world famous hot sweat box. We turned it on, but we turned it off because we don't want the phone to get hot as usual. So, but the question is, well, it's just not even the question. Well, the question: why did they do Dion's kids the way they did, Shiloh and Shedeur Sanders? I just looked. It's seventh round. Shiloh haven't hasn't been picked. My friend believes that somehow he's gonna magically get a chance to come to the Falcons training facility and get on there as an undrafted free agent. And you know, Shiloh going in the fifth round is like, what do they see? What are they looking for um, when they're grading? Grading these talents. What are they really looking for? So as we're setting some things up, we gotta do some stuff in the background. Make sure we're setting up stuff. And I don't know. It's not there yet. I don't understand that. I maybe do the same faces sometimes. I gotta be different. Huh, that's interesting. It's like I'm waiting for the video to show itself, which it's not. So it should be showing that I am live. You know. Oh, it is showing I'm live. So that thing just went straight to me. That is interesting. That is very interesting. Very interesting. So do a little stuff first. We gotta put certain things. Can the one person who's following me, right now, give me some good news. Give me some good news. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this: Shiloh should have been the first draft pick. No, Shedeur should have been the first draft pick. Shedeur, if you believe Shedeur should have been the first draft pick, uh, uh, put something in the comments. Shedeur should have been. Hi to everybody joining in. I see hi. Ah, look at that. My man said, Moonbase R9 says, stop the cap. Everybody else is saying hi. But look, just like many people for the last 2 years, a lot of us have been embraced into this Colorado Rockies journey with Dion Sanders and his two sons, Shiloh and Shedeur Sanders. And so it's draft time. Football. Look at that. There's the Cowboys. Look, I got the anniversary cowboy hat on. So, a lot of people are like, hey, how Freddie put in there, it's because of Dion, his dad. Man, everybody keeps saying that, but what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does it mean? This dude ain't the same. He is not the same Dion from the 90s. He ain't even the same Dion from the early 2000s. This dude's different Dion. Yeah, he still got some Dion in him, but man, he ain't the same Dion. This dude's a father. He's really showed and brought his kids up in this crazy society. I mean, you still see them doing the bling, but they're very respectful and they're very cautious and focused on a lot of things. They understand who they are, and you don't get that from a lot of people. But they keep saying his dad, his dad. Everybody I talk to, they say his dad, uh, but like from my standpoint, I've been on this last 2 year journey with the Colorados. My secret college football team was the Colorado Buffaloes. We wanted to go to a game. Excuses. Other than you just paid about $400 for a ticket and get there and hotels and stuff. But now Shedeur's gone, Shiloh's gone, Travis is gone. Travis, awesome, second pick in the draft. I mean, Travis won the Heisman Trophy. They were trying to keep him from winning that. He got the Heisman Trophy, second pick in the draft. So, oh Lord, somebody in the chats was like going crazy. I don't know. It was weird. Somebody was like really saying, "Say my name, say my name, say my name." And without you, without you. Say my name, say my name. So, you know, look, we've been going through this journey. People been going through this journey. You know, with him. So it's like you want to see the kids do something. You want to see them. Doing something positive. Um, you want to see positive things. When you see stuff like that. But golly, it's like, man, it's like, what the world? Somebody, hold up, I got somebody acting up in the thing. What are they doing? I don't know. Shoot, I ain't dealt with this stuff in a long time. Who's in this? Who knows? Hold up. Got me a little distracted. What's it called? They ain't been doing what it usually would do. It doesn't do. What the? I don't know. I have to put someone on timeout. Let's time out that person. Yeah, they have to be put on timeout. I have no idea what they're doing, man. But they want you to say their name because they think they got. Man, dude, you don't know if it's AI, some robots, or just deranged people these days. People just want attention in whichever way they can. They're getting their rocks off. I mean, I got a friend who he gets on live chats and just do silly stuff, and this dude is 60-year-old dude. So weird. But we're in this time with social media and stuff, and you're watching his kids, you're watching Shedeur, you're watching Shiloh. Shiloh's hilarious. You're watching Bucky in the background, is filming everything, and always with his dad. And then you saw his daughter, who, for a while was there, and then she got tricked away from Colorado somehow. I think, I don't know, she should have stayed in Colorado, but it is what it is. She's doing her thing. So, you look at this stuff and you're thinking, man, you want to see them succeed. In my standpoint, I want to see them succeed. I want to see them get there. I want to see them do stuff. But man, it was like gut wrenching just watching how they were doing him. And man, they're having a party, and he's just sitting there. And then for Cleveland, of all places, Cleveland, man, you're garbage. I mean, dude, real? You could have picked him early, but you picked another dude because you knew smarter move. You could pay him less than Shiloh. Shiloh was still available, not Shiloh, Shedeur was still available later, so you decide. But I look at a lot of other teams. People wanted Mike Tomlin and them to pick it. So, someone explain to me, tell me what is going on. How are these things allowed? Who's making these decisions? How all these people get together? Then someone brought up a factor that, his godfather, his mentor is Tom Brady, and he's over there with the what's that? Oh, not the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. My friend Von's out there in Vegas, winning big right now. It just makes you think. It just makes you wonder. It's like another thing. Just to jump the subject real quick. Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shays, did all these interviews. Cat Williams came there in January of 2024, and that just everything unraveled after that. It just shocked the world for what he said. He just told the truth. He just put it out there. Monique came back and told him, yeah, I didn't know she was kind of personally talking to him, that he needed to leave them young girls alone and get him an old fat woman who cooked cakes and drink some of his cognac and make him feel better about himself. And she was really directly talking to him. You know, it went over us because I don't know his business like that. I don't know that. It does seem like there's a coordinated attack on certain people. It just seems coordinated, you know. And it's like I'm looking at this draft and I'm thinking, dude, if I'm like Jacksonville, y'all is not gonna win the championship anytime soon. I would have pulled a trick. I would have got Travis in the first round, Shedeur in the second round, Shiloh just as man, whatever. I would have got Shiloh in there. It would have been a Colorado thing. Hopefully, in like 5 years, when they're going for their real contract, I built them up and I can pull their father in there as the coach. Man, you may not win the championship, but you're going to sell out every game. I thought it was about money. It wasn't it about? Was it about? Wasn't it about money? Wasn't it about the fame? Wasn't it about building your franchise up? Wasn't that, to me, wasn't that what it was about? You know, building your franchise? But it's interesting, man. It's interesting. Just a coordinated attack on certain people. You know, maybe not just certain people, maybe a lot of different people. But, man, that was so interesting watching it. It just really bothered me. Even fifth round is basically, that is not guaranteed money. That is not a guaranteed spot. Not to say even the second round's a guaranteed spot anymore, but usually they pick you up in the first 12, they paying you. So even if you a bust, man, you got paid. But with these cats coming out of college now and they're already making more money and stuff, maybe that was part of their scenario. Maybe that was part of these guys already got money. They already got stuff. Let me give it to some of these other kids who are younger. Somebody explain something to me. You know what I'm saying? Just give me some details. Give me some details. You know, I really want to know just the details of Shiloh and Shedeur Sanders. Why was that draft the way it was? You know, somebody tell me how, 28, 30 teams all seem to be on the same page. You know, and I understand Shiloh is a free safety and, you know, such and such, but you know, people just the easy way out just say, oh, it's his father. You know, they're doing it just because his father. Then what? What about his father? Some of his father did when his father was young or something? You know, because like I said earlier, this dude is a totally different person. You know, so I saw somebody was in the comment asking, what are you guys talking about? And then they were like, I don't know nothing about to say. This football, man. It ain't even football. It's life. It's life. If you invest yourself, you see somebody you're working with, or you know in your personal life, or you know in your family, and they're working hard and they're building themselves to get to the next level, to achieve, to obtain, to be great, and you can see them going for the greatness in them, and then you like them and they're humble or whatever, you know, you kind of get invested. And so, like I say, 2 years of watching them, and then just not even before that. Remember, I'm DFW. They're from Texas, DFW area. You know, you're watching them as kids and watching their dad's shows and stuff, and you're like seeing them grow up. It's like what I thought Michael Jackson would have did with his kids. You know, people invest in them, but I guess he was trying to hide them. But you see what I'm saying? It's just once you're invested, you know, and we invested in Shedeur, we invested in Shiloh, we invested in Travis Hunter, and I think it's good that Travis is in Florida. He's in Jacksonville, so that's a straight shot down. What was that, 90? That the coastline straight down to where he's from. I think he's from West Palm Beach. So, I mean, he's in Florida. I mean, he's rich. He's still, you know, an airplane flight away. But He's still family can get to him and stuff like that. And I think that'll help him a lot because he's going to need that. I hope the situation with him and this girlfriend, fiance is good. But man, like I said, if I was Jacksonville, I would have drafted all three of them jokers, turned this into the Colorado and Jacksonville show, boosted ratings, boosted television watching, build around what I'm going to build around. But these guys, these people can't build. It's just something wrong with them. How do you got people you're giving millions and millions of dollars and you can't put the talent together? And it's like I argued with somebody of Dallas. You see, I ain't brought up why Dallas didn't pick him. Obviously why Dallas, because Dion would never be a coach in Dallas. Man, if that happens, I know I've crossed over to another universe. I know I've shifted universes again. If that happened, I'll be like, yeah, I've crossed over to a parallel universe. But no, that ain't happening. And then, Jerry don't feel like, I don't need the show. I don't care. It's like, man, I ain't care for the money. These people stupid. They still buying the hats. Oh God, I bought the hat. About $50. They bought the hats. They buy the jerseys. They come to the game. And like I told somebody the other day, typically a season like last season never happens. We never really have where you lose more than 2 games a season. At home. So usually at home, you're like, shit, 7 of 8, 8 or 7 of 9. You may lose 2 games at home. Mostly, they don't lose more than 2 games in a season. I think this has been going on for at least the last 10 years. They've been very consistently winning at home. So you got to think about it. If you're a fan of any team, 2 places you do not want them to lose, and that's home, and that's on a road game that you actually travel to. No. But then again, that could be a safety issue because you go to the wrong stadium and they whoop them, and you wearing their uniform, their jersey, you in trouble. But you typically don't want your favorite franchise to lose at home. So why didn't Dallas get him? Dak pretty much. I don't think Dak's going to be there this coming up season. Why they didn't do that, I have no idea. That's why I'm asking. I'm on here, the enter of the net, social media, asking one of the most major questions of all time. Why? Why did this happen with Dion Sanders' children on draft day? Like, he had good game practices, good things with I think the Steelers. It's like, It just makes you go, So that being said, I gotta crank this thing back up. I had congestion, sinus congestion, and I need to sweat some toxins out. And then I got to do a video. We got to do our land scam. Every week we're doing a land scam video talking about the land scam situation in Africa, the country of Africa. No, the continent of Africa. The countries they're usually talking about is, Ghana, Tanzania, then Kenya, probably South Africa. I know Tanzania is one of the big ones. But I know Ghana's on there because my wife stays in Ghana and her family's in Ghana, and I can get more, grounded information and stuff. And it ain't the normal citizens doing any of this stuff. Everybody's trying to make a living. It's the people who are just malevolent, and it don't matter where they from. They could be from Rome. They could be from Poland. They can be from the United States. They could be from Canada. They could be from Brazil. They could be from Chile. They could be from South Korea. It don't matter. If they're malevolent in their heart and they want to scam people, they're going to scam people. So that being said, I've asked my question. I leave it on you. I leave everyone with peace, health, wealth. Until next time, eyes, I leave you with a smile.